I've re-recorded the top of the show 5 times because I can't get my shit together. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. A day late and quite a few dollars short. Hi, everybody. I'm back from the LAC. If you follow me on Instagram, you will know that I spent the past 5 days in upstate New York at a lake house with my best friends, just reconnecting with nature, observing sea life, and just getting back to my roots. And by roots, I mean literally my roots, because I need to get my hair done. Also, do we think I'm too blonde? I had an epiphany yesterday while staring listlessly out of the plane window, wishing that we would crash after my son was screaming his fucking head off for a solid 45 minutes, to the point where he got so coarse that I was gasping and shrieking like a pterodactyl. I started looking out in the window and thought, maybe I'm too blonde. Maybe I should go brunette, not full brunette, but maybe a blonde situation. I'm thinking about it. I'm internalizing. That's what Leo season is all about, being the best you. So I don't really like to get, we're on one today, by the way. I am going to finish this story. I'm going to finish this story. Whitney Cummings told me a couple months ago, she says, when I listen to your podcast and you get the right word, you use the correct adjective, or you complete a story, I literally exhale and cheer, because it is so maniacal. It's camp. It's niche camp. The real ones understand, and the real ones know where I was going with the story, because I probably already said it 15 times. You know what I mean? So I don't really need to complete the story. But getting back to just 36 seconds ago, I don't like to get political on this podcast. This is for fun. This is for laughs. This is for shits. This is for gigs. But I want to express some domestic terrorism that I have endured the past week. And the terrorist, it's not Hamas. His name is Clyde. And he is Al-Qaeda. He is Osama bin Clyde, Lion. He's rocked my world. And unfortunately, he's rocked all of my friends' world. Now, Clyde is a fussy ass bitch. He is a Cancer. He's got lots of feelings. He's drama. He's needy. He's clingy. He's funny. He's all the things. Okay. Obsessed with him. Literally want to start breastfeeding him tomorrow. It's a little late, but I can't even get into it. We get to Chicago last week. We did one night in Chicago before we ventured to the Lock. And I was like, I want to take him on the architecture tour. I want to take him around the city, get him a deep dish pizza, do the whole thing. Andrew and I love Chicago. We've been, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 times, and we just love it. I love the people. I love the food. I love the city. I love the river. I love the ocean, which I didn't know was not an ocean until 2 or 3 years ago. Here's the thing about lakes. Okay, write this one down. When I think of a lake, I think of Malibu Lake, the Hollywood Lake, the Westlake Lake, small man-made lakes where you can see the other side, a Golf and Stuff lake, a Disneyland lake. When I can't see the other side of a lake, I assume it's the ocean. And being that I didn't graduate high school and my 5th grade teacher went, was it deaf or blind? Tomatoes. She went one of the two, half Helly Kellers, as they say. And I didn't learn about the United States geography. I don't know states. I don't know capitals. With a gun to my head, couldn't tell you if Arkansas was a state or a city, and also could not find it on a map. If my life depended on it, we'd all be dead. So there is that. I always thought that Chicago was the East Coast. It's not. It's the Midwest. And it's a great place to be. So I say, Andrew, we're going to do one night Chicago. Let's really do it right. Got us a really sick, gorgeous room at the fucking Peninsula, which Cristiano Ronaldo was also staying at. Just 2 stars in the Midwest. 2 stars and a terrorist. And it was a little annoying because they blocked out the whole fucking street. There were people all day waiting, like hundreds of people standing outside the fucking hotel with jerseys on, waiting. And I really, at first I was pissed because I had to schlep my Duna like in the middle of the street, dodging oncoming traffic just to get in and out of the hotel because all the sidewalks were blocked. But then I started to think like, I love the Midwest and I love the nostalgia of people waiting outside just to see like a glimpse of a soccer star. It feels reminiscent of the olden days. Now everyone's like so tethered to social media and you get to see, what your idols are having for fucking breakfast. And it's just not cool anymore, So we get to Chicago. I'm so excited to like take him around, do the things. And he starts running a fucking fever, like a really crazy fever. And I'm like, fuck, what a buzzkill, like way to ruin mommy's night at the peninsula. But, I give him a little Tylenol, a little Motrin, my little Gypsy Rose. She sees a syringe and she just reaches for it, loves a syringe. I think I really missed my calling here because when he was a baby, I should have made him one of those cute, not a wind chime, like a mobile, like the thing you hang above the crib to like, I don't know. Why do people do that? It's not cute. Don't you want them to be like unstimulated? I don't know, whatever. I should have made like a little syringe mobile for him to put him to sleep, but then he'd just be reaching. That's what I need to get him for his fucking birthday. I was like, what could I get him like that he'll have forever and we'll just like hold on to it till he's older? I'm going to get him a pave syringe. Oh my God. I mean, these things, they just fucking come to me. So Clyde, not to get political, got his MMR vaccine. And if you're going to like slide into my DMs and tell me that he's going to grow like a third nipple too late or become autistic, a girl can dream. A touch of the tism. By the way, a touch of the tism is what makes stars. So tempt me with a good time. Do not DM me anything about a fucking vaccine. Guess who's not homeschooling her children? This girl. Shoot him up. If he needs it to go to a school, shoot him up. I am going to get ruthlessly eviscerated. It's kind of a joke. By the way, do I ask every time I go to the doctor? I always ask, I say, how many, like what percentage wise, like how many kids get this vaccine? Like, do I need it? Does he need it to go to public school? And they say yes. And then I say, okay, roll over. So I do ask, and I do a little bit of research. And by research, I mean like, oh my God, I think I just ingested a gnat. Just lingering from the lack. I do deep, dark tradwife TikTok algorithms. So like, I'm seeing all the things. I'm asking questions, but the MMR seems pretty fucking imperative. So he got it, Red Rover, once again, send Child Protective Services right over. I'm the worst mother in the world because my kid got the fucking MMR vaccine. They told me it's very common for a delayed reaction. Now, Clyde is 713 pounds. So I just assume that nothing's going to run through him. But like clockwork, a week later, fever, full body rash, just generally level 10 fucking miserable. The second we landed, we are staying in a house with all of our best friends and their kids. And when I tell you that Clyde was the worst behaved he has ever fucking been. And the thing that moms do where they're like, he's never like this. He's not usually this fussy, I swear. And that's a big fucking lie. Clyde was a domestic terrorist. He was screaming. He was throwing things. He was pissed like you cannot believe. And I was trying everything. I even went as far as to neglect a penne alla vodka dinner on a Friday night to drive in the boondocks 45 minutes in the dark to take him to a pediatric urgent care to make sure my son was okay. I wouldn't take myself to an urgent care. I wouldn't take my husband, my father, my grandmother, my best friends. I would never, ever, ever leave a freshly made martini and a penne alla vodka to tend to anybody's health other than Osama bin Clyde. And it turns out the second we got to that fucking urgent care, he was smiling, he was shaking his tits, he was flirting with the nurses, fit as a fiddle, no fever, no. I was kind of praying for an ear infection because then we would know what it was. They told me it was the delayed vaccine release. Whatever, we got home today. He's woken up. He's happy as a clam. He's fine. And all in all, did I enjoy lake life? I did. I felt connected to the body of water. I connected with nature in a way that I don't usually do. And it was, besides my little terrorist, a beautiful time. We did get stuck. The reason this is delayed, we got delayed with our travel plans because there was a storm a-brewing in the East Coast. All of my friends are stuck in fucking New York. All of them are stuck in New York. Somehow we were able to get out. And now I'm back just full swamp ass. It's 98 degrees at home. And now I'm talking about the weather. So we should just pivot to something else because this is getting stale. I don't want to be, once again, controversial or political, but it is a theme in this week's episode. Can we please, and I am coming at this conversation with so much love and affection, can we please talk about Blake Lively's press tour outfits because it needs to be discussed. I would like to go on record and say that I am a Blake Lively enthusiast. I think she is drop dead gorgeous. For me, my number one, the most beautiful, okay? Let's not quantify women just to their looks. Well, let's bring it back, shall we? Because let's start with that. She's fucking gorgeous. So, ridiculously beautiful. Also, she doesn't annoy me at all, which is so rare because in theory, she could be the most annoying. I don't find her to be even slightly irritating. I think she's authentic. I think she's cool. I think she's funny. I don't get even a micro shrivel of faux quirk. I think she is who she is. And even when she started baking, in theory, that could have really gone wrong. Didn't bug me. Even when she launched a lifestyle blog, didn't bug me. Even when she went sober or, not went sober, declared that she doesn't drink and then came out with canned cocktails, didn't fucking bother me. Not even a little bit. I'm down for everything Blake Lively. If we ever met and became friends, I would stand behind this. I would tell her this to her face. Okay. This is a love language here. The outfits for the movie It Ends With Us movie press tour have been befuddling. I don't know if that's a word, but it's the first one that comes to mind. I'm so confused about what's going on because when you are so drop dead stunning and you have access to everything, I understand the floral motif, okay? In the movie, she owns a fucking flower shop. We all read the book. Did we all like the book? I didn't. I did not get that book. I fuck with Verity pretty fucking hard. Pretty fucking hard. This is a V for Verity. Verity girls, rise up. I loved that book. That's a Colleen Hoover. It's about a woman who pretends to be the vegetable and then she haunts the new girlfriend. I don't know. It's great. You should read it. Okay. I read things and then I completely disregard the information because I need to make room for Housewives trivia. So I can't really hold on to it too long, but I remember loving it. It Ends With Us didn't strike me. I didn't get a pang in my vagina like everybody else. I did not love it. Similarly, not loving the looks for the press tour. I can understand the florals, okay? I can understand. I love when Blake Lively historically mixes patterns. I think she does it very well. I think she accessorizes very, very well. I love a ring on every finger. I love mix match stones and metals and earrings and hair jewelry and necklaces. I think we all saw the first red flag when her and Gigi Hadid arrived at the Deadpool Wolverine premiere. I understand the agenda. I understand the vision. I do not understand the execution. Not really. Maybe for the Deadpool Wolverine, I'm like, okay, I'm giving her a pass because she's dressing to theme. It's campy. If something is campy, I'll lean the fuck in. But there's just one too many misses. The last interview look I saw, she's wearing, it's a Stella McCartney, like brown, but not like a Andiamo fondant, more of a fecal brown latex tank top that looks like it came out of an American Apparel in 1997 with a chap, with like a denim suede chap thing. There was a tight that was a little weird. There was a mixed match floral. There was a braid with a lot of things. It's a lot of stuff. It's feeling Miss Frizzle meets like a drunk aunt at a Joann's Fabric. It's overwhelming in the wrong way. And she is so fucking beautiful that I'm confused. And I know that the two things can exist at the same time. And also bring back talking about people's outfits from someone who looks like they crawled out of a swamp. I like that. That's what we live for. Bring it back. We're talking shit about people's outfits again. That's what's happening. It's what's happening here. If you don't like it, go listen to another fucking podcast. There's only 1,800 other ones and they all fucking suck. Not all of them, but I'd say 99.5% like hardcore suck. And then, and then there's us. It ends with us. I love when I get to hawk products that I actually fucking use and love. Like, this is no bullshit. I am obsessed with Armra Colostrum. I have been taking it for about a year. I raw dog a scoop every single morning. When I had a child, because in case you didn't know, I had a baby, I really understood the importance of colostrum. It's like the first nutrition you give a baby. And I mean, did I take down a little bit of my own? You betcha, Iris. There is nothing better to prep your immune system for cold and flu season, which is right around the corner, by the way, because it's already August, than taking Armra Colostrum. I cannot tell you the difference that it has made for me. I have taken it every single day for probably the past year. And it is such a game changer. Armra Colostrum strengthens all 4 layers of your gut wall, where 80% of your immune cells are housed. And when the immune barriers of your gut are compromised, you are left vulnerable. The body's gut wall system is your critical line of defense. And it's what, helps you from getting sick. So Armra Colostrum strengthens those layers. It optimizes your microbiome. It helps with your gut wall architecture. It's just unbelievable. It's also amazing for your metabolism, your hair growth, skin radiance. It powers fitness, performance, and recovery. It is the best thing. Take it every single morning. You can mix it with water, or you can just be a real one and shoot it down the hatch like I do. We have worked out a special offer for my audience. You can receive 15% off your first order. Go to tryarmra.com/Bible or enter code Bible to get 15% off your first order. That is tryarmra.com/Bible. You need to get it right now. Okay. Promise. Also, if you've been listening to this podcast or you follow me on Instagram, you know how much I love Nutrafol. The second that I pushed the demon seed out, I started taking Nutrafol. All of my girlfriends were like, you have to take this. It is going to save your hairline. I was like, okay, weirdos. Took it. Could not recommend it more. I have given all of my girlfriends this. It is such a great postpartum gift. Also, if there's so many different reasons why people have hair thinning, hair loss, and Nutrafol does not take a one-size-fit-all formulation. They've got something for everybody. So if it's menopause, if you're a vegan, if you just had a baby, they have all different types for you. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist-recommended hair growth supplement, with over 1 million people seeing thicker, stronger, faster-growing hair with less shedding. Their postpartum formula, it literally transformed my hairline. I see pictures of myself before and after the Nutrafol, And it is truly like magic. It's also drug-free, physician-formulated. The supplement supports healthy hair growth from within by targeting root causes of thinning like stress, hormones, environment, nutrition, lifestyle, all as they evolve through a woman's life. It is a top 10 like must have for me every single day. Get results you can run your fingers through. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code BIBLE. Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com. Promo code BIBLE. That is Nutrafol.com, promo code BIBLE. As the great Heather Dubrow once said, that is not a threat, that is a promise. Speaking of promises, I would like to check into Promises in Malibu and stare at the ocean and pretend I have like a substance abuse problem and see if insurance will cover it, because that sounds like a motherfucking vacation. I don't want to brag, but this is my truth. The past week is the longest amount of time I've ever tended to my child without childcare. And it's not that I want a trophy. It's just that I would like some form of a gold star in my forehead. And while I understand that, many other selfless women dedicate their lives to their children all day, every day, I support you and I celebrate you, but I cannot stand with you because I just do not have the endurance level for it. And it would be a disservice to Osama bin Clyde if I took a 24/7 hands-on approach, because I would be deeply resentful, angry, upset, and troubled, and permanently fixtured at Promises Malibu. What was I thinking about right before this? Oh, you know what was cute? About a week ago, before we had our little situation abroad, and by abroad, I mean just on the other side of the country, I was passing a mall and I saw a Cheesecake Factory and I got the heart pang realizing that I am going to be able to take my son to a Cheesecake Factory for the very first time. And that is going to be a moment that will go in the baby book. Like, I am genuinely so looking forward to taking him to a Cheesecake Factory. I have not stepped foot in a Cheesecake Factory in approximately, I would say realistically, it's probably been 10 years. And it makes me sad, because the thought of just waltzing in, finding a cool chili solo booth, ordering the crab cakes, they're crab balls, I believe, the stuffed mushroom, the silent sleeper hit of the Cheesecake Factory, a Skinnylicious salmon roll, the chicken empanadas, obviously the avocado egg rolls. Now, this is what people don't talk about enough. The seasonal artichoke, I don't know if they're still rolling with that a decade later, but the seasonal artichoke, the fire roasted seasonal artichoke. Oh my God. Excuse me while I slip out of my boucle office chair. The seasonal wood-fired artichoke from the Cheesecake Factory with both a vinaigrette and a motherfucking aioli, a double dipper, will put you in the grave. It's so fucking good. It is the best artichoke you've ever had. I had excess saliva there for a second. I just had to swallow it down because my mouth started to water. Unbelievable. I do make a baked version of the avocado egg rolls. You can Google it, with a date syrup, crushed cashew, cilantro dipping sauce that is pretty fucking good, and honestly, very minimal ingredients. The avocado roll itself is just sun-dried tomatoes, shallots, cilantro, avocado, and egg roll wrappers. You spritz it with a little olive oil and you shove it in the fucking oven, and it's pretty goddamn good. And dare I say, health conscious. But when I get to sit with fucking Clyde at a Cheesecake Factory with the fleur-de-lis and the, Italian ceilings and the dark wood and the the squaw bread. Is it a squaw bread no, it's a pumpernickel. It's a fucking pumpernickel. And when I get to show him those lavatories with the door to floor to ceiling to floor fucking doors for optimal defecation privacy, that is going to be a very special day in our house. What was the agenda of this conversation. I want to talk about Charli XCX's Charli XCX's birthday. She celebrated on Saturday. It was her 32nd birthday. I am so hyperfixated and so just in deep with everything that's going on in the music industry right now. The girlies have risen and it's their summer. We've got Chappell Rowan, who had the biggest audience that Lollapalooza has ever had. I don't know what fucking hole Chappell Rowan cartwheeled out of, okay, in a leotard and a jazz hand to boot, but I fucking love her. I'm excited for her. I think that what's happening now in the music industry and pop culture is that people are celebrating authenticity. Also, people like me are standing behind a microphone and criticizing their authentic outfits a la Blake Lively, but that's something I've got to work out. I got to work through. Work out and work through. That was a Freudian slip because I do need to work out because homegirl is chewing too much. Too much. But we see it with Chappell Rowan. We see it with Sabrina Carpenter, a cute little angel, okay? We see it with fucking Charli XCX. I saw a clip of an interview she did where she's like, I like to party, I like to smoke, I like to drink, and I always sing with auto-tune. And I was like, fuck yes. Bring it back. So she had her 32nd birthday, and it was a rage fest. How do I feel about a bunch of celebrities singing to their own music with sunglasses inside and cameras everywhere? Obviously, I would be deeply uncomfortable. Do I love it? Yes. Is it messy? Is it early 2000s? It is the epitome of brat, and I am such an enthusiast from a distance. The truth is, and I've had to really swallow this one down, that in my head, in my dreams of dreams, I want to be that girl. You know, I want to be dancing on a table at a club at 3 a.m., wasted out of my mind, smoking a fucking cigarette with Rosalia. But in actuality, I'm entering about my 18th REM cycle. I want to go to bed at 9 p.m., and like do nothing forever. At every age, by the way, at 21, at 25, at 30, at 35, till the day I fucking die. I've never had that curious, fun-loving spirit, but I can appreciate those who do and who let it pop the fuck off publicly. I think the remix she did with Lorde is so genius, so honest. This is like real women supporting women, okay? It's not fluffy, it's gritty, it's real, it's a peek behind the curtain. Lorde's verse is very telling, it's very raw, it's honest. She's talking about, you know, having problems with her body, not wanting to be photographed, and, you know, misinterpreting Charli XCX's kind of cool, brazen attitude and not, you know, comprehending that she's just a girl from Essex, just like the rest of us. Then Charli XCX hits us with a fucking Billie Eilish, gritty, lesbianic pop remix, which is fucking sick. I love all of it. And I think everyone is so here for it because everyone's just being themselves. It doesn't feel contrived. It feels honest and open. And we're all down for it. It's kind of like a psychological study, if you really think about it, because all we've been consuming for so many years is this hyper curated, contrived vibe from everyone and everything, from actresses, from singers, from influencers, from moms, everything, from family members, from stupid sluts you went to high school with that were cum guzzling whores who are now, you know, making banana bread. So we're all just like in this carousel of contrived content. And then you see someone who just genuinely doesn't give a fuck and is celebrating the way they want to celebrate, putting out music the way they want to fucking put it out, and having a really good time doing it. And it's really nice and it's really refreshing. And I would just like to go on record and say that I support it, I love it, and I endorse it. Thank you. I love this sponsor so much. This was one of my first sponsors, and I really stand behind this product. We have worked together for years. I love Ritual Vitamins. I have taken Ritual Vitamins since, it must have been like, 7, 8 years now I've been taking these vitamins. It's the first vitamin I've ever been able to take kind of religiously because they have this amazing capsule in a capsule, like delayed release design. That's why I started taking them so many years ago, because they're so gentle on the stomach. When I wanted to have a baby, I started taking their prenatal. I took it throughout my pregnancy. I took it after my pregnancy. It is something that you can take and feel confident that you're putting all the best stuff in your body. The prenatal specifically has 12 key ingredients for pregnancy and just 2 capsules. You can take it first thing in the morning without food. It's not going to upset your stomach. It is designed for mom to baby support with vegan, bioavailable, and science-backed key nutrients. They have methylated folate, nature identical choline, which helps support the baby's neural tube development, omega-3 DHA for brain and early vision development support, and vitamin D to support fetal bone health. They also, like I said, have morning sickness in mind. This is not going to bother your stomach. Every bottle has a citrus essence tab, so you can actually enjoy taking your vitamins. You're not going to be like burping up fish goo, if you know what I mean. Sorry, that was gross, but it's important to say. It's so important to know what you're putting into your body, especially when you're pregnant. And with Ritual's dedication to traceable science and sourcing, you always will. See for yourself with 25% off your first month for a limited time at ritual.com/Bible. Once again, that's ritual.com/Bible. Also, they have a vitamin for everyone in your family. Your husband, your mom, your everybody, teens. So please go check it out. I love this company. Okay, I'm starting to hear my girlfriends whisper about a legit little pink pill for women. I asked my doctor, and there is an FDA-approved pill called Addyi, clinically proven to boost libido for certain premenopausal women bothered by their low sex drive. Buckle up, bitches. Addyi and I are going for a ride. You can talk to your doctor about Addyi or have an online telehealth appointment at addyi.com. A little pink pill. Tell your girlfriends. On the note of authenticity, Shannon Doherty, who recently passed, very sadly, she left a list of people that she did not want to attend her funeral. I think this is genius. I will be doing the same. I will not publicly mention said names, but I would like it published after I pass. I'm going to have pretty harsh parameters of my funeral. I feel like I did an episode during COVID, which is just very timely. I feel like me and Heather McMahon went through our do's and don'ts for our future funerals during COVID when we thought the world was ending. I don't know the episode, but I'm pretty sure that happened. I had previously said that I wanted dominatrix, like male models in harnesses a la Timothée Chalamet at the Golden Globes or Oscars when you wear that sequin little rat harness. I want male models not walking. I want them on all fours, just kind of crawling seductively all over the temple. Ya Habibi. I was going to say shalom, but then instead, Ya Habibi came out. It's those two. It's hard to get them both straight. I want people crawling. I want only raw meat served, like oysters and beef carpaccio. I gotta get some celeb Shiva tributes just to really elevate the experience. I'd love a live performance from, a songstress. I gotta fucking lock that up. But Gloria always said, and I have a voice note, and I have a voice note of Gloria giving pretty specific funeral arrangements for herself. She wants famous people, only good-looking people, only thin people, only young people, lots of hired actors to fill the place to the brim. And she does want everyone to act in severe distress, and then she wants everyone to get shit-faced after. But during the actual funeral ceremony, she would like people to throw themselves on the floor in despair. So, we're going to work that out. But Shannon Doherty left her list, and I think we should probably all take a note from her and do the same, because can you imagine, what a fucking move, okay? You've got good old Aunt, Cassidy that tried to fuck your husband and, was just generally a cunt. Maybe she doesn't need to roll through, and maybe you should put that shit in writing. Wait, also, when I was just talking about beef, I realized that I get to take Clyde to teppanyaki because I used to go to teppanyaki like day 1 or 2 of my menstrual cycle and just like sit there and have like a moment of reflection over the onion tower. But now it's just gotten like a little too dark and sad. But now if I can use my child as a prop and bring him for a daytime teppanyaki, I don't need to do a dinner teppanyaki ever again. But I do like you could kiss 1,000. Okay. I like the refreshing element of the ginger salad, and I like a sukiyaki steak. So fucking sue me, okay? Yeah. What else was I thinking about recently? Ooh, you know what I watched on the plane? That's 2 hours of my life I'll never get back. Anyone But You, starring Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney. Sydney, is it Sydney McSweeney? Or is it Sydney Sweeney? Hold, please. Okay, I've Googled. It's Sydney Sweeney. You guys, you don't understand. The finger is so colossally off the pulse. I know a lot of things about very few things, but like general pop culture, I either am like so dialed in or I'm so fucking dialed out. It's Sydney Sweeney. I don't know where the McSweeney came from. I'm not sure. Anyways, I watched the movie. I've never been more uncomfortable. I see what they were trying to do. They didn't do it. And Sydney Sweeney, what a talent in Euphoria. A great dramatic actress and a stunning dramatic actress. I don't know. I'm trying to say this without being a huge bitch, but I'm just gonna. I don't think she should do comedies ever again. I don't think that's a good idea. It's important to know your strengths. And I just felt like this rom-com it made me so deeply uncomfortable. It's maybe the worst I've ever seen, not because it's obviously bad, because it could have been kind of good. And there are moments, but it's so poorly executed and it's so awkward to watch because you know that there's talent there and it's just not fucking working. And the fact that they made it, well, spoiler alert, they rekindle at the Sydney Opera House. Like you see every twist, every turn. It's forced. It's unsettling, actually, and I really mean this from a good place. I'm coming from a wonderful place. It's fucking terrible. You gotta watch it. I heard somebody told me, yeah, I think they're doing a sequel. Pardon? This is a movie that does not require a sequel. It barely required the first movie. This movie was null and void to begin with. Forcing a sequel and that second press tour, I can't bear it. The world does not need it. It did make me pause for reaction, like Glenn Powell a little bit more. Do I still kind of want to punch him in the face? Absolutely. But I understand the allure a little bit more. Does he has a chiseled mashed potato face. I always thought there was just one version, but he has a chiseled mashed potato face. He was also at Charli XCX's birthday party, which is just a mind blow. Like, the guest list was chaotic and unhinged. We had Nelly Furtado. We had Rosalia with a bouquet of cigarettes. We had Rachel. There's an actress. I love her. She was in Shiva Baby. I think she's really fucking funny. She was also in that train wreck, The Idol, which I probably will rewatch. Here's another thing. And we're going to get back to it. Although I kind of landed the plane, didn't I? Like Charli XCX's birthday party was to die for. Fun to watch from a distance. For my birthday party this year, how are we feeling about a intimate dinner party where we watch Showgirls on a projector screen in my backyard? We do caviar and potato chips. I've already done this party before. This is the thing. I did this, I don't know, like 7 years ago. I did a Real Housewives Scary Island Trinity viewing party for all of my friends who just were absolutely miserable. We did caviar and Zanku chicken wraps and a martini bar, and I forced everyone while I narrated on a microphone to watch 3 episodes of The Real Housewives of New York with information pamphlets, and nobody had a good time except for me. It started at 6 and we had a hard out at 9. I would love to do a showgirls viewing. I do think it would make people uncomfortable, but I have been talking about it for years, so there has to be a level of execution. I would like to do like a full matinee into the early evening, like 3 movies that kind of check every box for me. I feel like Tu Wong Fu, just off the top of my head, Showgirls, Tu Wong Fu, and the other sister would be just like a perfect trio. Perfect trio. I know I said last week that, did I say this last week that Shannon Beador is my new Miss Rachel? I don't know. I might have said it a couple weeks ago. If you're not up to speed, Shannon Beador is the new Miss Rachel in this house. But we've also been doing, I don't really let him watch a lot of TV, not because I'm like a wonderful mother, just because I don't want to watch Miss Rachel. So like if we're watching Housewives, we're watching fucking Housewives. On Sundays, we've been doing like a little movie in bed, breakfast in bed, where we bring him into the bed with us and then we watch like 20 minutes of a movie until he gets bored. What did we watch? We've watched It's Complicated, Father of the Bride, The Holiday. We watched La La Land, which he was fucking loving. He was just bopping around. We watched The Exorcist. This week's episode is sponsored by Squarespace. It is so hard to make your website stand out these days, so if you're thinking of starting a business, I absolutely recommend using Squarespace. They make it so easy to build a website and really stand out and succeed online. You can create a website that is beautiful, engage with your audience, sell products all in one place. One of my least favorite things about making a website is having to write anything about your business. It's so awkward to like give yourself a bio or like about me. So Squarespace has this amazing feature. It's called Squarespace AI. So you can update written content on any website, product description, or email. All you have to do is like roughly explain what your site is about, choose the tone, and enter what you need. And the AI feature writes personalized short or long form text just for you. Also, no, unfortunately, the Bitch Bible has video. Squarespace is a great option because of their video collection. So you can upload video content, organize your video library, showcase your content on gorgeously designed video pages. You can even sell access to your video library by adding a paywall to your content. So it's super user-friendly and easy and flawless. Check out squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to www.squarespace.com/Bible to save 10% off on your first purchase of a website or domain. Once again, that is www.squarespace.com/Bible. I'm so sorry I forgot to hit the button. So we're missing a few minutes on the video. We like to break the fourth wall here. What was I about to talk about? My baby started screaming. I stopped recording. Then I realized I wasn't recording on the video. Oh, this is interesting. Famous last words. I saw an article yesterday about a couple that was getting married that sent out invitations, not invitations, but more so a courtesy statement to people that were not invited to their wedding. So you get this cute little card, a thick cardstock, a little blood stamp, a wax stamp. Do you know that I always thought that that was blood until like 4 years ago? I'm like, people are disgusting, gross. So you get like a beautiful, calligraphy letter in the mail, which is, by the way, expensive and feels a little passive aggressive and unnecessary, but hilarious. And you open it up, you think, maybe I'll be sauntering to Santa Ynez for a wine tasting wedding. But alas, it is a beautiful cardstock letting you know that you are not fucking invited to their wedding. I go back and forth on this. I like the pomp and circumstance of it all, but I do feel like it's a lot of effort to just make things awkward. It does feel passive aggressive in nature, which I'm usually in support of, but I feel like a less is more approach to awkward communication is probably best. Like, I don't know that you need to send a letter. I think they're going to fucking know when they see you slow dancing to Jason Mraz that you didn't make the goddamn cut. I find it to be incredibly entitled when people just expect to be invited to everything. Like, there has to be parameters within socializing. And I've been someone who's been very vocal and honest about the fact that I will never be offended if I'm not invited somewhere. If my 2 separate best friends that only know each other because of me went out to lunch and I wasn't invited, I say this so honestly, I would be 0% offended. I would be so excited that they were getting together. I always had a problem with people who get really offended and territorial over their friends and don't want them to like cross-contaminate with other friends. Like, I just find that behavior to be very, very insecure. And you know what? If you're a fucking hoot and a half and a good person, people are always going to want to hang out with you. So you should never be insecure if people don't want to hang out with you. That's a you thing. That has nothing to do with the other people. And honestly, it has everything to do with you feeling insecure about your social standing, because maybe you're a bit of a buzzkill, honestly. Because, I mean, granted, I get invited everywhere and I barely want to go anywhere, but that's just a burden I have to bear. But truly, 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 authentically, if my whole family got together and I wasn't invited, not a fuck in the world. If all of my friends went on a vacation and I wasn't invited, not a fuck in the world. So not being invited places is a gift, and a gift that we should celebrate. By the way, not getting invited to a wedding is fucking great. You don't have to put on a polyblend midi dress, sweating your ass off in the summertime, with a cash bar and, go buy someone $180 plate. Like, consider it a goddamn win. Do you need to send out a card, fucking Zazzle minted alert? No, that's drama. But I love it. And on that note, I'm going to go make a carb-conscious turkey taco salad. Thank you for listening, everyone. Give us 5 stars on iTunes, or if you write a 1-star review and it's anything rude and personal, I will track down your Apple ID and I will contact your employer. That's not a threat. That's a promise. Have a great week. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you.